uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom!
Well, hello there, humans of his earthlings, however you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. Welcome back to the channel, I'm Bushka, and today we're going to be talking about the SKS. Now, the SKS is a designated marksman rifle. That's what DMR stands for. We're going to talk about what you should be doing with it, like how you should play it, some of the things you shouldn't do with it. We're going to talk about the best attachments for the weapon, some of the stats that are really, really important, and some of the tips and tricks that you can use to get the most out of it. Now, I don't think it's a big surprise to anyone that the SKS is not one of the most widely used weapons in the game. It covers a kind of space that is very, very popular with players who like to run double AR. For a lot of people, they simply run M416 plus an Uzi or a M762 or an AKM or whatever they want to run as a primary, and then they use the M416 as a secondary. Sometimes I'll just run two M416s or just an M416 will do them. But the SKS can bring a lot more to the table. There's two big advantages it has over a 5.56 straight. One is that it can mount an 8X. An 8X is incredibly important if you really want to be good on the long bomb. Like, there's no denying, if you can use an 8X, you can hit more headshots. If you can hit more headshots, then you can knock more people. And if you can knock more people, you win more games. The other thing that the SKS has as an advantage over a 5.56 AR is that it has, what about that bloke jumping off after getting hit and immediately knocks himself on the ground? You can see he's fallen. Good on him. And then Luke thirsts him up. Sorry, where was I? And the other thing is obviously that it has a bigger damage round. So if you're single shotting with an SKS into a no-vest target, it does 52.8 damage. Now that is actually not super high for a DMR. The best attachments for the SKS, and we'll get back to the damage thing in just a second. The best attachmets for an SKS, you're looking at a light grip or a vertical foregrip. Those are the best things for controlling vertical recoil and stability. They'll bring you back to the center reticle faster, i.e. the light grip. The best, that's the best lower rail attachment. The best muzzle attachment is a compensator. Now you can have a DMR compensator or a sniper rifle compensator, or you can use an AR compensator. The sniper compensator will give more value than the AR compensator. This is something we've tested. It controls and contributes to recoil control on a much larger scale than the AR compensator. So don't forget, if you are running a DMR, use a compensator. If you don't have a sniper suppressor, a lot of times I will run a DMR, a sniper compensator on my bolt action rifle in case I pick up a Mark 14, and then I use the Mark 14 with the sniper compensator. Back to damage. Its damage is good, but it's not as crazy as you would think. What it is good for is early game. I often will use an SKS fast tapping it with an iron sight or a red dot when I land and I can't find a automatic weapon that I'm comfortable with. And it's really, really good for this. That 52.8 is super quick to output. And this is with an 8X. You can see with an 8X, it's like those headshots are brutal. The headshots are massive. The headshot damage on an SKS into a level 1 helmet is 84.98. In a level 2 helmet, 72.84. And into a level 3 helmet, 54.63. This is a great example of how good an SKS is in these tight situations. It really is. You can feel how fast we're tapping there. It really makes a difference. And this is a squad hot drop in Miramar into Picado Arena. And obviously, this isn't always going to be your preferred weapon of choice, but it is a weapon that you're sometimes going to need to be comfortable using. Now, you can get comfortable tap firing SKSs and all kinds of DMRs by running TDMs. You run TDMs, running an SKS, an SLR, or a QBU, something along those lines, and you'll get very good at tap firing. And it's important to be good at tap firing, because if you're not good at tap firing, then you're not going to be much good at anything. There is a reason I'm showing you this clip, even though we're killing a bot. Oh, hello, there you go. There's a bloke on the roof over there. That's the guy that's in the clip, not the bot. The shell velocity on an SKS is also quite decent, 810 meters a second. It's not as fast as a Mini 14 or a 5.56 AR where you're topping out at 900, 1,000 meters a second. but it's pretty quick, enough so that you don't have to worry about a whole lot of bullet drop. The marketplace for the SKS, i.e. the kind of way you want to play it, I like to run it as a DMR when someone in my team is running a bolt action sniper rifle. It complements it tremendously well, because if you can get someone who takes the first shot and gets a headshot with a bolt action sniper rifle, and then you tap with a DMR as well, then it's a really powerful combination. I think Mr. Ouija might be running a bolty here, and I'm running the SKS. He might have the Car 9. And you'll see the SKS, this isn't even with an ideal loader. I'm running a laser sight because I can't find anything else here. I think I might be running laser sight sniper suppressor or AR suppressor. I can't really remember, but this is some actual gameplay where you'll see we're running SKS on Miramar, and it works a treat. We're gatekeeping some guys in the blue. There you go. So we get a couple of hits, 2, 3, and then again, and we get the last one after Mr. Ouija already tapped him. Now that's exactly what I'm talking about. Mr. Ouija tapped him out with a big damage bolt action rifle, and then I hit him once with a chest shot from an SKS, and it put him down. I can't overstate how important it is. If you can get an 8X, you should be running a DMR. 8Xs are the reason why there is such a big advantage if you can pick an 8X up compared to a 6, which you can run on a Mini or a M16. The ability to headshot with an 8X it's so much higher than it is with a DMR. And that's one of the big things that really doesn't get talked about enough when you talk about designated marksman rifles, because they do struggle in the space that, well, in this current meta we're in, people they like using the potato cannon. They love grabbing an M416 because the recoil is broken and the bullet speed is excellent. And I find that, I'll be honest, there is a better reward. I get more reward and more challenge from running an SKS than I do from running an M416. It's one of the reasons why you'll very rarely see me using the full 6X spray at range thing. I mean, I sometimes do it as a lol, but my favorite loadout is an M762 plus whatever I've got in the second slot. And it's invariably going to be an SKS if I have to run a DMR. The 52.8 damage is underneath both the SLR, the Mark 14, and a lot of people don't realize this, the QBU. That's right. Not enough people run the QBU. The QBU, the DMR that replaces the Mini 14 on Sanok, for some reason has 54.8 base damage. I honestly think that's a mistake. It's meant to have, as far as I'm aware, about the same stats as a Mini 14, which is 45.9. The Mark 12 on Livik has 47 base damage, which again is more than the Mini 14, so maybe it's not a mistake, but 54.8 is humongously above the Mini 14, while it still has the same crazy meters per second. Well, not quite. It's 937. The Mini's 1,000 meters per second, which is a whole lot of meters per second. The SKS, though, has an incredibly buttery feel. Like, it does feel very smooth recoil-wise, and it's a lot easier to handle than most people think. One of the things you have to work when you are using an SKS is controlling your tap rate. It is very, very easy with a gun like the SKS, or indeed any DMR, to fall into the habit of just tapping it as fast as you possibly can. When you're running a Mini 14, for instance, you can do that. You can really step on it. That's one of the big things of the Mini 14, because although it doesn't have the same kind of flat out alpha damage that an SKS has, the Mini 14 has a much lower recoil profile. And that means you can really step on the Mini 14 and not suffer a whole lot of consequences. If you tap a Mini 14 and an SKS at the same rate, the SKS's recoil is going to feel unwieldy and inaccurate. If you keep the SKS at a nice, even tap rate, fast, but not as fast as a Mini, then you're going to be able to keep that reticle sitting right on top of the target, which is really what you want to be worried about. The equipment choice makes that easier. If you're running a vertical or indeed a light grip, it will return to target a lot quicker than it would if you were, say, running an angled or a half or a thumb, or a laser sight, which is what I've got here, but I don't have a lot of choice. Anyway, I hope that was helpful for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you want more reviews like this of different weapons, just leave a message in the comments below. And remember to basically keep turning up, being nice to each other, and having a good time. I'm Bushka, you're the humans. Remember to like and subscribe. Look after yourselves. Be nice to your mum, eat your veggies, walk the dog, and stay safe on the battlefield. Bye for now.